everyone. We want to welcome you today to the We Are Flora Pearl podcast. I am your host, Latasha J Humphrey, founder of the Flora Pearl Foundation Incorporated. I am super pumped to get into this podcast today. But before we get started, audience, I want to let you know that this podcast is being brought to you by the Flora Pearl Foundation, where our vision is bridging the gap, building a legacy. Our mission is that we are a 501c3, community-focused nonprofit mentoring organization, building healthy relationships and partnerships between women and girls through education, community service, networking, unification, and career planning. Our inspiration is Flora Pearl Humphrey. She was my paternal grandmother, and although she passed away in 2001 of a massive heart attack, what she taught me and my family was about faith, family, and community. And that is where I draw my inspiration from. So right now, audience, I have the pleasure to introduce to you one of my sister friends who I have known for so long. She and I were able to reconnect a few years ago when one of her amazingly talented daughters participated in the pilot program that we launched at Faith Chapel Christian Center in Wylam, Alabama. Both of these beautiful gems are very dear to my heart. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you Erica and Zoe Gooden. Hi, ladies. How you doing?
Hi.
Awesome. It's such an honor to have you all with us today. If you would, go ahead and introduce yourselves to our audience. So would you like to go first, Zoe?
Sure. Okay. My name is Zoe, and I attend Shays Valley JCIB program, which is the International School of Bachelor Arts, and I enjoy doing lots of things. I enjoy watching TV. I want to be a neurosurgeon when I get older, and I am currently 14 years old.
Awesome. Good job. Okay, Mom.
And I am Erica. I'm Zoe's mom. I am a mother, a wife, a leader, and I wear many hats. And so, therefore, if I
Okay. All right.
I'm just who I am.
All right. Well, that's awesome, ladies. And Erica, I wanted to even ask you. I know that, the Flora Pearl Foundation, we focus a lot on building the relationships and partnerships as it relates to career planning. So that deals a lot with even entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. And I know, just like you said, you wear different hats. Mm-hmm. But I wanted you to talk for a moment and share kind of as it relates to the entrepreneur side, mm-hmm. and you being a photographer. If you would like, just share that experience with our audience.
Okay. Unfortunately, I forgot to share that, but I am a photographer. I started doing photography because I was one day at the school, and I was looking at some of the packets there at the schools and realized that they were so high, and some of the seniors wasn't able to get some of their pictures, which touched me a little. So I started saying, maybe I could take some of their pictures for them or whatever, so they can have something, if not from the people who were taking them. And my husband brought home a camera. And now I wasn't really interested like that, but he brought home a camera, and I started taking pictures of my girls. And so people started calling and was like, hey, how much would you charge for this, for that? And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't know where I'm going with this or whatever, but I did one person's photo, and I enjoyed it. And I was like, you know what? Maybe this is something that it takes me to a totally different place when I'm doing photography. Mm-hmm. And so I took this and made it something for me to do, because I'm a type of person that I didn't have, I'm not consistent. I wasn't consistent with a lot of things. Okay. So I took this and made it my own, and made it my business to open up a business that can capture those moments, those special moments for people not at an affordable price. Right. So, and it's not a lot of that out there. We do have people that are reasonable, but at one point in time, we have to have something that, I even work out things with people. If you can't pay or however, we just touch on a different basis. I just touch on different things and whatever that situation is. I'm gonna say that I try to reach it. And in my business. So, but it has been it's been a challenge. It's been, because I have never owned a business, and I am self-taught.
Okay.
I haven't went to school for it. I haven't, but I read a lot. I'm online on YouTube and researching all that I can to try to make my business better. So being an entrepreneur is a big responsibility, and it's something. And the great thing about it, my kids tell me, you have never been so joyful about something like this, and
Wow.
and they noticed.
Wow.
And and that was big for me. So I'm still doing it, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. And God has blessed me where I'm getting so much work right now,
Yeah.
and so it is just definitely a blessing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Zoe, did you want to share anything, even as it relates to, even with your mom as it relates to that, or just something about what you have going on?
My mom, she lets me come on photo shoots with her, and she teaches me what she knows. And it's fun because it's like, when we photo shoot it, I don't see it as work. I just see it as like spending time with her. And we have a job to do, like a goal. And so when we get out there, we're like, yeah, we're going to do this, and we're going to make it happen and stuff. And she likes doing it a lot. She's very passionate about it.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Well, that's good that you all get an opportunity to spend that time together. I think that's really awesome. Really awesome. And so I just kind of wanted to segue, as it relates to, like I said, how we even reconnected again. And, when it came to A Will to Win. And so I wanted to see kind of you all's initial, experience, even as it relates to the program. And what A Will to Win is it's one of our mentoring programs. And it was a program that we piloted through Faith Chapel Christian Center, like I mentioned earlier. And so, Erica, even for you as a parent, what really attracted you to that particular program?
Okay. Being at Faith Chapel, I wasn't there long when I connected with you and realized that the program was going on, and I wanted Zoe and Jerica to be connected to something that will gravitate them towards God and finding out who they really are and accepting who they were. And that program did that for me, for them, for them. And them being there, and knowing who you were before I even got there, knowing that if you're connected to it, then I know that this is going somewhere. And I wanted my girls to be on board.
Okay, that's awesome. And Zoe, for you, I appreciate you for sharing that and saying that that's pretty awesome. And I wanted to ask you though, Zoe, a lot of girls around the age of 12, they're kind of going through that discovery phase and who they are. And I wanted you to kind of explain, where you were mentally at the time and even coming into the program.
Mentally at the time, I was trying to figure out who I was. I wasn't, my self-esteem at that time wasn't the highest.
Okay.
Or my confidence. But as I was going through the program and other girls were in it, I didn't feel so alone. And so it kind of boosted my confidence level.
Okay.
And so like when I went to school, I wasn't as scared to like do certain things like, get up in front of the classroom and stuff like that.
Okay.
I wasn't really scared to do things like that. Just in certain classes, I kind of felt like I would be judged if I stood up. But going to that and we playing games and presenting like different things and like allowing our like self-esteem to build and our confidence and getting like mentored from like you and you letting us know that we're like beautiful and stuff like that really built my confidence and my self-esteem. And so I really enjoyed it and it helped me.
Awesome. And I do want to share, I know your mom, what really blessed me one time when she was sharing even about her hair, when you were saying, and I know now, of course, It's the whole, like, even natural hair movement is really big. But for you, just like you said, you were going through that discovery, she shared, and you can elaborate on it, that, maybe before, if somebody said something, even about your hair, it may have been a challenge, but she said she saw you when you went through that program that, it was a difference. So could you, kind of elaborate on that more?
Yeah. Well, in middle school, at about 7th or 8th grade, I wore my afro. It was just my afro, like my natural hair peeked out, and I had a headband on. And I went to school, and one of the girls, she made fun of me in front of like a lot of people that she were hanging out with,
Mm-hmm.
and most of them were boys or whatever. So I kind of felt like she was trying to show out, or she was just like doing what her friends thought she should do. And so I cried, and I came home, and my mom, she wasn't mad at me, but she was upset at the fact that they were doing it to me, and I was being hard on myself and crying. And so she told me, she said, you never let them see you sweat because they know that it bothers you. And she was telling me that there's nothing wrong with my hair and making me feel better. And so after that, I started wanting to wear my natural hair. I didn't want to get my hair straightened as much. I wanted to get like a twist and do twist outs and rock my hair in mohawks and just rock my natural hair and not have like any straightened hair.
Okay. Well, awesome. Okay.
Well, let's say what they started doing after she realized that they were that she started going to school. Everybody wasn't into natural hair around that time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, when they talked about my hair, nobody really wore afros or anything like that. Their hair was either straightened or it was in braids, or they had weave. And so after that I didn't wear my afro for a while, but I still wore my natural hair. And every day, a couple of people, they'll have their natural hair and their natural hair, and then it started getting more and more people just wearing natural hair and afros. And I told my mom, and my mom was like, "See."
Mm-hmm.
She said, "See." She said,
"And see, the trailblazer trendsetter in you didn't even know, that's what it was from." And so I just remember like you sharing that, around that time that and Mom, you were just saying that helped to impact, and you were able to I even want to say, like, you were able to just kind of instill that even more. Like she may have heard it even from you, and saying that, but because of even where she was and just her building that confidence, that she was able to kind of walk that out. So I think that that's really good, and that makes me proud. So I'm glad with that. That's awesome. And I wanted to ask you both, as it relates to with the will to win, how did it help you all's relationship as a mother and daughter?
Well, a will to win, the things that she learned there, she came home and shared them with me, and it made me think of some things that I wouldn't, enlighten me on things that I didn't know. And I thought that was a plus, for my child to come home at some point, teach me some things that she's learned. And I also looked at the videos that y'all did, and I was like, wow, so it was amazing. That program was actually amazing. So
awesome. And how do you feel it helped your relationship with your mom?
I feel like we talked more. I'm going to a Will to Win. I was so looking forward to a Will to Win, and then I was also looking forward to coming home. I was like, because I know I'm going to tell my mom this and this, and then we're going to start doing this and this. And so it made us have talk more, have a better communication as an aspect of the relationship. And so I would always come home and tell her what we did, and sometimes we go out and we'd do things and talk about it, and it was just it was like I was having a conversation with one of my best friends.
Good. That's good stuff. And I wanted to know, would you all recommend the program to others, and why? Just kind of certain things that would just stand out. Why would you recommend it?
I would definitely recommend it because we have a lot of girls that don't have that don't know that they are beautiful, that don't know some of the things that that you learn and will to win, and they need models in their lives. Like you say, it take a village to raise a child, and that's part of a village. So I would definitely send someone that way, because I mean that is a plus for our girls these days with some of the things that they deal with in school and out in society and social media. So a will to win, they need that part of it, not just what's going on in social media or the hair and the nails or whatever they're getting on that end. They need some of this as well. They just like they need some foundation in the church. They need foundation in this part of it as well. Even though it's connected to the church, it's teaching them about themselves, about their hair, from their hair to their how to carry themselves, So I would definitely, recommend it to someone.
Okay. And why do you believe?
I would too, because a lot of the girls that I see at my school, they don't really well, not many of them, but many of the girls that I do know, they don't really have good relationships with their moms, or their dads aren't in their life. And so they get that anger out or those feelings out in something else. Like they may not be involved in church, so they say like, well, I walk around, or they resort to drugs, or they resort to different things on the internet and stuff like that. And so I really would recommend it, because it would help them build their confidence and know like, well, I mean, I don't have a good relationship with my parents, so this can help me have a good relationship with my parents. Or maybe if they feel like their dad isn't in their life, they may not know how to respond to like a guy or something, or how they should be approached by a guy or by anybody for that matter. So I think it would help them with that.
Awesome. Thank y'all so much for sharing about that. And I just truly believe that it will, spark something within, different, women and girls, mothers and daughters. I just believe that, each one teach one. And just like you said, it takes a village, and that someone will hear, and even just take some of the things that you all shared and be able to share that within their group. Because I believe we all have our sphere of influence. And so they may not be able to get connected to us, as it relates to the foundation, but then they can start that in their own circle. It can be duplicated, so I think that's awesome.
Right.
But we want to kind of move into, the topic dealing with generational. And so our vision is bridging the gap, building a legacy. And we're really big on just generations, period. And just like I said, my inspiration, it comes from my paternal grandmother. And, she's generations before me. But I think about the impact that she's had, and she's been, deceased now since 2001, but because of what she instilled in us through the years, even just in her living, that even now years later, I'm thinking about, just kind of where we are now. And so, but I have been hearing a lot of talk as it relates to generations and kind of how there's a divide. And so with that vision of bridging a gap, building a legacy, we want to kind of bridge that gap. And so where there's no longer a gap, and that we're able to relate to one another. And so I do want to ask, do you all believe that there's a generational divide as it relates to, the generations?
I do believe that it is. Me, myself, I have like a 28-year-old as well as a 25, which is a girl and a boy, and Zoe's 14, and then I have a 19-year-old that is still in the home with us as well. And I had my children at a young age. My 28, I had her got pregnant when I was 15, and had her when I was 16. So at that point, I was no way, no how able to be a mother, because, at that age, who is? But I tried to do what I knew how to do, because my mom, she wasn't a bad mom. She just, I didn't feel like we got chastised like we should have. Okay. And therefore we made bad decisions because we just could. And so when it came to me trying to raise my child as a child, I just didn't know how. And how I went in, I just went in like, okay, I'm going to do this my way. I'm going to do it different than my mom But even though I was trying to be different from my mom, it wasn't the right way. I was so hard on them because my motto was, if you're close to the door, then I got to be hard on you. When I mean close to the door, that means you're the next one to move out. I wanted to be hard on them because I'm like, when you get out there, it's not going to be like it is home. It's not going to be like that easy. They're going to be hard on you out there. This is how it's going to be. And so I would just be extreme discipline on them. I wouldn't beat them, but they got more spankings than Jerica and Zoe may have. Well, in doing that, no matter how I tried to pull them from this way or that way, they still made the bad decisions that I was keeping them from making. And it was because I wasn't talking to them, I was talking at them. And so now here I am, I'm getting wiser and I'm getting older, and now I got 2 girls at home that are totally different, completely different from my older children. And everybody like, your children are so different. And it's because I got wiser. I got older and I got wiser, and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this right. And I got to figure out. So I myself had to get connected to someone that can teach me. Because, parents don't know everything. That's right. So we have to ourselves say, okay, I need a little wisdom on this. Whether it come from a book, your pastor, or your friend, or a mentor partner, or whatever, your spouse. You have to have someone that's going to be there, because you can't do it alone. Right. And like I said, that goes back to saying it take a village to raise a child. And I was I had it all wrong with my 2 oldest children. I had to go back and apologize for all the things that I had done wrong to them. Because I would, this show is real. I used to tell them, and I wasn't in the church at the time, you're just stupid. You're just stupid and crazy. And now that I think back, here I am, got these 2 children, and I'm speaking over them every morning. Well, I was supposed to have been doing that then, but I didn't have the knowledge to. Right. I didn't know. Right. So when it comes to generation, it's real when it comes to that. I am big on that, and I talk about this all the time to other women that I know that have children that are spaced out like mine, and it's just, it's mind-blowing on how I raise my girls now versus how I raised Zoe and Jerica versus my 2 oldest kids. And my daughter herself, Tiara, she has a 9-year-old. Okay. And she struggled with some of those same things. And it's not because she don't love him, it's that she didn't have a great model. So now I'm coming back trying to say, okay, that's not how you do that. Well, no, she don't want to listen to me now. Well, she listened to me, but it's like I'm still trying to find a way to reach her, and so I won't come off as a nagging mom, but at the same time, I'm trying to come to her and say, okay, let me enlighten you on this. I did this to you and it wasn't right. So I don't need you to pass that along. This is where it stopped. Let's stop it right here. Right. So when I tell you that does matter, because now I'm dealing with that. I'm dealing with trying to mold her. Well, she can't be molded. She's already molded, but here I am trying to change some things that I have spoke over her or instilled in her that wasn't right. Yeah. So it's big. That's really big on that.
Yeah. And what do what is something, I guess, that, you can even share to some parents who, they're in that situation right now? What would be, I guess, some tips that you want to kind of share?
My tips is back off.
All right.
Because prayer does changes things.
Okay.
I pray and I speak over her constantly, her and her son. And I found myself, she told me, she said, Mom, I hear you. But you just go on and on and on and on. Nobody wants to sit on the phone and listen to you for 3 hours, talk about the same thing. Okay. Yeah. So what I do is and even Jerica and Zoe has told me that, Mom, you when I go in the room and talk to them, you're prolonging this thing, and they get restless. So my tips is to, when she come over, just let her know that you got to let her know that you love her. And I tell her, I say, I respect your decisions, but sometimes they're not right. And sometimes I'm not right. And let me know when I'm not right. I got to respect that. And so I have to let her know that just because I'm coming to you, You know, you it's okay for you to talk to me. You don't have, I know I'm your mom, but it's okay to talk to me. It's okay. I want her to say whatever she want to say. If she say, you know what, you talk too much. I want her to be able to say it in a respectful way, but I want her to be like, okay, well, yeah, mom, but you just go on and on. And when she said that, I didn't bite her head off of that.
Right.
I said, okay, I understand. So now my tips is you got to make them, because now she don't like coming to the house, because when she comes to the house, every time she came, it would be, well, what you doing? Are you paying your bills? Or why you ain't doing it? What's wrong? Well, what Jay? She didn't want to hear all that. So now she stopped coming. She come, but it's very seldom she come. And it's because, so what I had to do is now when she's there, I make sure I'm loving on her, and that I'm telling her I miss her, that I love her, and how pretty she is. And hair might be standing over her head, but I'm going to tell her she pretty.
Yeah.
And it's just that I'm just encouraging her. That's all. I'm just encouraging her. Instead of letting her, basically what I'm trying to say, instead of letting her know her wrongdoings all the time, I'm telling her, hey, I noticed that you so-and-so, so-and-so. I'm super proud of you for that.
Yeah.
I see a change in you.
Yeah.
And I thank you. Thank you. And even when I talk to her, I say, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
So those are my tips on that. You gotta give her a want to spirit. You know what I'm saying? Encourage her, and don't beat her down. And even when they make bad decisions, still don't beat them down. Just say, I know how it feels to make a bad decision, and I know you feel like you want to kick yourself in the butt. But hey, this too shall pass. Let's pray about it. Sometimes I pray on the phone with her, and when I get off the phone with her, I just I leave it at that. I don't call her the next day and talk about the same thing. I'm done with that. Because at that point I'm fixing where she said I prolong things.
Okay.
So I'm letting her know I'm paying attention to what you tell me.
Right.
And that's they want some attention.
Yeah.
And that's all. They just
want to let you know that
Mm-hmm.
you're basically, the thing is to know that you're listening.
Right.
It's not
Right.
It's not even, you think about it, like at different times when we want to even have someone to listen, I don't want you to fix it.
Right.
It's usually like, I just want you to hear me. I want to know I've been heard.
Right.
And that's it.
That's it. And then once they know
good.
that they're being heard, and they just like, okay, somebody hear me. That's all I want you to do.
I matter.
I matter. Because when you put even with my son, I haven't spoke too much on him. I realized with him, he would call me and tell me things that I would be like, no, what you should have done. And so now, and one day he haven't told me that, but it came up in my spirit that, you know what, I haven't talked to my son today, and I just started feeling this feeling, and I was like, every time I talk to him, I'm always telling him what he's done wrong or how he could have done it. Well, that's right, but it probably would be better if you do it this way. So now when he called, I didn't go and tell him that I had these thoughts, but now when he called, I make sure I sit and listen and say, oh, okay, well, you think that's the best way? Well, okay. Well, I'm going to be praying with you on that, whatever. And that's that. I don't make it. Now, of course, I'm not going to see them run into a brick wall and not be a mother and warn them. But I am going to stay in my place.
Okay.
Because they are adults. And I have to respect their decision. But I still have to be mom. But I have to respect their decision that they made. And even when they make the bad ones, I talk to them about it as a mom. But I'm still standing as, okay, I'm not going to run your house. I'm not going, because they both have kids. Jaden is 9 and I have Ariel is 11 months. So and he's a great dad. And I also tell him that, I'm like, you're a great dad. But I also have to let him know that how it was done was wrong. I can't leave that out.
Yeah.
Well,
that's that's big of you to be able to do that. And I wanted to kind of let you chime in, Zoe, just in observing, and being, one of your mother's children, and just kind of observing and seeing certain things that has been done. What are some things that you could that you can elaborate on? Just kind of just share.
Well, I do think there is a very big generational gap, and sometimes I feel like kids think, well, parents don't know it because it's different from how they were raised. Like back in the day, they did this and this, but now today is like this and this. And I feel like that's only right sometimes in some things. Like sometimes when we go to school, it's not like how you can go to school because now kids can do things and you can get hurt and they can say things about you, and it's just like a everyday thing versus maybe like in our parents' generations, it was people weren't talked about as much, or if they weren't getting picked on every day. And I feel like, but I do feel like that kids should listen to their parents on what they're telling them, cause I know sometimes I do things, and when my mom talks to me about them, I'm not just sitting there like, oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm actually listening.
Right.
Yeah, I'm actually listening because in the long run, it does help you. Because some of the things that she told me before that I've done wrong, it has helped me. And I feel like kids should listen to their parents more than they do versus them saying, well, my parents don't know how I feel. They're not in my place. And maybe you should talk to your parents more about what goes on in your life so then they can help you instead of them finding out later and you get in trouble because they didn't know previously that what was going on.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, and that's true. I really believe that, just like you said, just kind of creating the atmosphere to have those conversations, like creating those relationships, and that's the biggest thing. It really is communication, and it's talking, it's being able to share, be open, be free, and not where, just like you were saying, if you share something,
right,
then or if they share something with you, what is your response going to be? Because and I want you to kind of talk about that. In sharing certain things, were you kind of hesitant and some stuff? Because you're like, I don't know how they gonna take that.
A lot of the things I was like, I want to tell my mom. I was like, but then this could happen, and then I could get fussed at, or maybe I could I was just thinking about the different scenarios. But sometimes I thought that, and I still end up telling her, and it just came out so different. I was just like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, whoa. I was like, I was like, okay, I'm going to tell you more stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and I think that helps to develop that trust, in the relationship where I can share and you're not going to judge me, or I'm not going to automatically be in trouble. Or if in some instances where I do get in trouble, it's like we still have that
right.
that communication. Like we're still able to communicate with one another, and then you're able to then help steer me in a better direction. I think that if more, just more parents and just young people, if they were to talk with their children, and sometimes just listen.
Yeah.
It's not even to say anything. Just listen. I do that a lot. With just hearing, and I have my moments, of course, like you said, you like to talk. I'm a talker, so that's just me. But I really do try to, if they come to me, if my children come, then it's what, I'll just listen and kind of see where I need to, and I'm really praying as I'm talking, or if even as I'm listening, because then I'm where I need to say something, because sometimes you may not need to, and so it just works out that way. So, okay, well, with that, I wanted us to we're going into this fun segment. It's called Mother-Daughter Bonds. I think y'all are a little too ready for that. Look like, yes, we're ready. So, I want each of you to answer that. You're going to write the answers down, but we will not reveal it until we get done. So, the first one is going to be for Mom. So, Erica.
Okay.
Going to ask you these different things, and then I want both of y'all to write them down.
Okay.
And write the answers down, and then we're going to kind of go back and we're going to see how you all know each other. Okay? All right. So, Mom, what is your favorite color? You got to write it down.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because I got to check.
Okay.
I got to check y'all papers. Okay. So, what's your shoe size? All right. What's your favorite flower? Okay. And what is your favorite song?
So many.
I don't know.
Okay. This
right.
My favorite.
So next is Mom. How old are you?
Oh.
All right, Mom, how old were you when you got married? Okay, Mom, what is your favorite dessert?
Okay.
And the last one is, Mom, how old were you when you had your ears pierced?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna check these answers. Now let's see what we got. Okay, so Mom, we're gonna get the answers from you first, Zoe. What's your mom's favorite color?
Brown.
Yes.
Oh, all right. one point.
Okay.
All right. So what's your mom's shoe size?
8.
Yes.
Oh. All right. What is her favorite flower?
A sunflower.
No, wrong.
What is it?
It's a tulip.
Oh.
I love tulips.
You like sunflowers.
No, I don't. I don't like sunflowers. You like sunflowers.
You can't make Mom like what you like. Okay. I think the next one was favorite song.
Cranes in the Sky by Salon.
That's one of them, but I didn't write that one down. This is why I love you.
Okay.
Yeah, you remember that one? Okay.
Okay, let's see. Did we say favorite dessert?
Red velvet cake.
I just put candy.
I love
candy.
Sweet. Look, okay, candy. Okay, all right. And how old are you?
42.
43.
What?
Yes.
Okay. And how old were you when you got married?
31.
No, 24.
What?
How long me and Daddy been married?
You guys been married for like 18 years.
Yes.
Oh.
You giving Mom some skipping some look. Okay, and the last one was, how old was your mom when she got her ears pierced?
3.
No, 16.
What?
Wow. Good job. Okay.
Right.
All right.
You got 2 points.
So look, I know,
What?
right? Like
2
how many
out of
points?
8?
I think it
Hey,
was. I
listen.
stopped dinging. How many?
That do not mean you don't love
No,
me.
I have 2.5.
No, now you know.
Well, now you know.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, this is Mom's time now.
right,
We gotta
okay.
see. We gotta see. Okay. So Zoe, what's your favorite color? And what's your favorite meal that Mom cooks?
Ooh.
What's your favorite book?
Wait. Okay.
What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite song?
Ooh.
What's your favorite subject in school? What was your favorite birthday? Like, when was it?
Oh.
Okay. And I want to say that I'm going to see if this is it, but your favorite thing to do with Mom. I think you may have hinted earlier, but it may be something else. I'm not sure. So maybe I'm kind of giving y'all little extra points on that one. But okay. Y'all ready? So, all right. So, Mom, what did you say her favorite color was?
Red.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. And what's favorite meal that Mom cooks?
Spaghetti.
Yes.
Favorite book?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Nope.
What?
It's Bedeviled.
Okay.
Or Bedevilder. I can't really.
Okay.
Okay. What favorite movie?
Nemo.
Shark Tales.
Oh, that was one of them.
Oh, good movie. I used to love that one. Okay, favorite song?
Crane in the Sky.
I do like that one. I didn't really write anything down for favorite song. I just like a lot of songs.
Okay, all right. What is your favorite subject in school? What did you say?
Math.
Yes.
See, best birthday ever?
Oh.
Did you say?
No, I didn't. They were all good, but I like my 12th birthday.
12.
Then what you do on your 12th?
We came in the backyard, and that was when Maya came. All my cousins were over there.
Oh, the camping trip.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were camping.
Okay.
Cool. And favorite thing to do with Mom is?
What did you say?
What'd you say?
Photography.
Oh.
She got it
What did you
right.
say? Oh, okay. See, that's what I was saying. I think I gave y'all some on that one because, good job. Okay, did y'all keep track of how many points I
got 4 points.
4 points.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, see, that's some things that you all know now about one another. So good job. Good job. And I want to kind of go into this segment, Zoe, and it's really focusing on you. And it's called Dreams Can Come True. And now, just kind of now, I think that I know our young people do dream a lot, and I mean, you can attest to that you do dream, and there are quite a few that do, and there are some where their dreams, the majority of them, a lot of them, their dreams do come true. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to ask, because I know with the social media, kind of the different distractions and different things that are going on, what do you dream about? What are some things that you dream about?
Oh, go in detail?
Yeah. Just whatever you'd like to share.
What do I dream about? I dream about pursuing my career. I dreamed about becoming an actress.
Okay.
So I was in a movie. I went to go see the movie, and then I went to my very big house in my very nice car. Mm-hmm. And then I dreamed of becoming a neurosurgeon. I dreamed I was doing the surgery.
Okay.
I woke up, but I that was a dream I had. I've dreamed about I've dreamed about a lot of stuff.
Well, I wanted to kind of, and just to really ask you more about that, just in particular, what are you doing to make those dreams come true? Like, what steps are you taking right now?
Oh, well, trying to do good in school. Okay. I mean, I'm not doing too bad, but I'm not where I want to be.
Okay.
Or where I should be.
All right.
Praying, having faith, believing.
Okay.
So I believe my dreams will come true. Saying my confession every morning with my mom or my dad or my sister or Jericho, who's ever in the car with me. And I just believe. I keep dreaming them, and I believe. I speak on it. Okay. And just hope it comes true.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, faith, definitely, you have faith and you believe that it's so, then it is, because faith is now, And just to kind of segue into that, even as it relates to faith, Erica, I wanted you to, and what we normally do is allow our guests to really share, and it's to encourage our audience and just let them know, just different ways. And somebody may be going through certain things and they need a word of encouragement. Mm-hmm. So as it relates to faith, if you could share a time when your faith was tested and how you came through that.
Okay. At a time when my faith was tested is when I lost my mom and my sister 5 months apart.
Okay.
I was at a point where my test was extreme. It was tested because I was thinking, okay, God don't hear me, because here I have us both were in a hospital, and my mom was brain dead, and my sister passed away, and she didn't know. And I was like, okay, God, I don't know at this point right here. I need you. It's like I knew that something was going to happen, but I didn't know what it was. Okay. But I said, God, I need you right now to give me strength to go through whatever it is that you need me, I don't know what it is that I'm about to go through, but I need faith and I need some strength. And I just, no matter what I prayed, I didn't believe it would happen. But I started I didn't give up praying, but I just kept thinking, okay, you said the faith the size of a mustard seed. And I'm just like, I know I have that much.
Okay.
And at that point, with me getting through the death of my mom and my sister, once it was all over and I came to, I just realized that I did have faith. I felt like I didn't. it's hard to explain, but I felt like I didn't, but I was holding on to some type of faith, but it's just, I didn't know, well, I'm going to say I didn't know whether it was enough to get me what I needed.
Okay.
But that little faith, God came through for me. I mean, because I was at a point where I was about to lose my mind. I wasn't letting anybody know how I felt.
Okay.
Because I felt like I didn't want to die in the midst of this. It was just that hard for me to because I would get up in the morning and go and check on my sister, leave work and go check on my mom. And here I am at a job and they're telling me it's them or your job. So to go through all of that, I was in a state where I was feeling like I was about to lose my mind. But God. And I felt it was my faith.
Okay.
I kept holding on to that faith of a mustard seed.
Right.
Because at that point I felt like that was all I had. And he pulled me through.
Yeah.
I was at the funeral. I was at the graveside. I was smiling. And a lot of people might have think, how could she be smiling in the midst of this? You lost your job. You lost your mom. You lost your sister. You lost your mom and your sister, and then 5 months, you back in the front of the pew, burying your mom. How could you be smiling? But it was faith. I held on to that little faith that I had, and God did exactly what I asked him to. He gave me the strength to get through every part, and my sister left children behind. So I knew I had to be strong for them, and I was like, I don't know where I'm gonna get this strength from, but I know it's got to come from somewhere, because here I am, got these children that I got to stand for, and I got, my children love my mom, so I'm standing for them, and it's just my faith at that point was being tested, but I felt I came through. Yeah. God came through on that, and all I needed was that faith the size of a mustard seed. And that's how I knew that prayer works and faith. You got to have faith. If you don't have faith, it's dangerous without faith to me. You got to have faith.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can't get through whatever it is with faith. The faith the size of a mustard seed, that's small.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wanted to ask you, Zoe, as it relates to faith and just young people, what are some ways you can share for them to begin to develop those faith muscles and even that relationship with God?
To begin getting faith started, in school, believe that you will make a good grade on the test. I mean, just don't not study for it and say, well, I'm going to make a good grade because I believe. You also have to believe that you can study efficiently and absorb those things into your mind for your test. And doing that in every class or a challenge that you may have, believing that you'll get through it or get over it. If it's a really hard test, it's coming up, and you just believe and you pray to God and say, well, I'm going to make a good grade on this test. I believe I'm going to make a good grade on this test, and I believe and receive it. And then God will do it for you, and that's how I feel like you can build your faith muscles. And getting in a relationship with God, you can start by just praying every night or praying every morning when you get up and just thanking God. Even if you just say, thank you, God, for waking me up this morning, or thank you, God, for allowing me to have a great day today, or just praying to him or reading his word, not even 30 minutes or 20 minutes. It could be 15 minutes or 10 minutes or however long you think you need to read just a scripture or a chapter or a book or whatever you want to do. And I think that's how you would build a relationship with God, and then just start praying more to him and being more open with him and putting your faith in him and just letting him work through you.
Right. That's good. Awesome, ladies. Well, we're gonna go into our closing segment.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
and I really have enjoyed, talking with you all. And so, Erica, this first one is for you. If you had the opportunity to speak to your 4-year-old self, what would you say to her?
It's gonna be okay. And I say that because I was in an abusive home.
Okay.
So at 4 years old, I had this place I would go to when I was 4, when my mom and my dad used to fight. And it was outside. I would open the door and go outside, and I had a corner on the porch where I would bend down and look up at the sky at 4. Yes. And at 4 years old, I was looking up saying, help, And so at 4 years old, I would tell myself it's going to be okay, because it was okay.
Okay. Awesome. And Zoe, this one is for you. Who motivates you?
My mom and my dad, and my sister and brother. It's just a lot of people who are older than me. I mean, like, just all my family motivate me. Like, my mom and dad motivate me with my grades and stuff. And, like, my cousin, his name is Stevie, and he motivates me a lot to do great. And my sister and brother motivate me to do better than them. And my aunts and a lot of people that I really, look up to.
Okay. Awesome. And Erica, if you could share with us, what is the best piece of advice you've ever gotten?
The best piece of advice I've ever gotten was to choose your battles. I would try to fix it on my own. I would give it to God and I'll take it back. I was good at doing that. And I lost some things doing that. And so I learned the best piece of advice that I got was choose your battles. Allow God to fight your battles for you.
Okay. All right. And Zoe, we're going to let you close it out. If you could share just with our audience, what is, kind of the last minute piece of advice that you want them to know?
Just trust in God. And everything will work out for just how it's supposed to work out. And just trust in God, because when you trust in God, I know there's for me, when I put my trust in God, there's still something in me that's just like, I don't know. I was like, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. But sometimes I just don't, and it does work out for me. And, different things happen for a reason, because maybe something happens so you can get better at something. Because, a lot of people feel like they hit rock bottom, but once you hit rock bottom, the only place to go is up.
That's what's up.
So there's no more going down. So the only way you go is back up. And so you can do that when you put your trust in God.
Awesome. All right, wise lady. Look. Well, ladies, we want to thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Sharing.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
We were nervous, but I think it was good, and I thank you so much.
You are welcome, and both of you. Our goal at the Flora Pearl Foundation is to be a blessing to all of those that we come in contact with by operating with the spirit of excellence. We want to thank you all so much for listening with us today, and you can visit our website at www.florapearlfoundation.org. Well, audience, we look forward to spending time with you all each week, and we will talk to you soon.